Okay, so global warming, one of the main consequences of global warming as we see it is uh, the water, the large bodies of water in particular, rising, increasing liquid, which gives us along our coastal regions cause to fear because of rising sea levels. And actually the amount of water in the oceans appears to increase due to two things. One is melting of the glaciers, that is tying up water in its solid form, and it melts and then it adds to these oceans. The other thing is just simply liquid water, when you heat it up, will expand. So thermal expansion of water. So this is looking at a trend in sea level. Sea levels, the units are millimeters, and this is looking back a little bit before 1995 all the way to 2005, increasing in sea levels. Now notice that there is some play. For instance, like in the middle of the graph, you see the trend would be downward, and then it goes back up again, and there's some noise here, so it goes up and down. But overall, if you look at the red line, we definitely have a trend through these years of increasing sea levels. Now, rising sea levels, depending if you're on the coast, depending what kind of grade you have going out into your ocean or large body of water, that will you may be affected more or less by rising sea levels. For instance, if you have a gentle slope, what happens if your sea level rises, you are going to lose more of your shoreline. And if you have a steep slope, if the sea level rises, then you will lose less of your shoreline. The red line is showing you shoreline shift. So the opening line was, the opening photograph for this this chapter showed an ocean liner with like the ice cutter sort of mechanism, and that just kind of reminds me of what we're talking about here. This is looking at the retreating ice sheet, specifically the ice sheet that always retreats in the summertime, but it retreats further and further. So for instance, this right here is showing a 2007 ice sheet. This is the 2005 ice sheet, the edge of it. And out here is the 1979 to 2000 ice sheet. So our ice sheet is getting smaller, which is another indication of global warming. Temperatures are increasing. Let's see. This is going to show you that this is showing you how large the ice sheets are. So along those lines, in the Arctic, we have something called permafrost, and actually when we talk just briefly about different climates, permafrost is a feature of polar and tundra, I believe, climates. But permafrost is good in, well, permafrost, one of the things it does is, like ice, it reflects incoming solar radiation. So we have this trend here as our permafrost thaws. Okay, let's see how this goes. Global warming, that permafrost will thaw. Okay, permafrost is basically soil, kind of moshy soil that's always in its frozen state. So global warming, permafrost thaws, some of it does. That makes the region or the ground less reflective. That means that ground will absorb more solar radiation. That will enhance global warming. You'll have more permafrost thawing. You'll have the surface less reflective, the Earth absorbing more radiation, and you'll have more global warming. Okay, so we have a positive feedback going on here. To kind of sum things up, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these next two tables, but this one is showing you in general what we can expect with global warming, and it's not good. And then this one is showing you by region how they will be specifically impacted by global warming. So I encourage you to take a look at Table 14.1 and Table 14.2.